Get ready. It's part of the background here. Gambit rules. All right, we're on 3, 2, 1. Anyways, hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Anyone still listening to us? Or we have our good friend Emanuel here, a long time listener, first time caller. Well, actually, no, we've known Emanuel for 20 some odd years.
Yeah. Since before my daughter was born. So
before your daughter was born.
He's 20 plus.
Yeah. And we met you at the old comic shop.
The Galaxy one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Over in
Garfield. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's just to give people a little rundown, a little bit. You know who's on the show today?
That's how I always say that. Like every time you bring the kids, like I feel old.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember you coming in with a baby
in hand,
and now she's like in college now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit like that trips me out all the time. All
I know
the
what you
time.
mean.
How do you deal with it?
I try to pass down the good stuff,
There you go.
comics or whatever.
Oh, I thought you meant like your looks and shit.
Yeah, no. That's the mom.
That's the mom.
There you
That's
go.
all the mom.
I remember when we were young, like I said, and you did come in with a kid, and I thought to myself, well, it's game over. That guy's never going to be a nerd anymore. I remember it was one of the first things I remember thinking. But you are 20 some odd years later, and you're still one of the biggest fucking nerds I know about.
Thank you.
It's a compliment. Yeah, it's a compliment.
Very high compliment. Yeah, no, I mean, partly because my wife is she has her own nerdiness to her and geeks out about all kinds of stuff, horror movies and whatever.
That's what keeps the flame alive.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So she didn't, you can't buy anymore or anything like that. It was more like, all right, let's go get the kids one. They can start reading. And it's like, sweet. Yeah. And then they all got one. I think they all bought their first.
Oh yeah.
With you guys.
Oh,
Their first.
that makes me happy because it makes me realize that it's legacy we're leaving behind. You know,
pretty much.
Yeah, hopefully their kids will come down one day and shop here and we'll be like, ha, I knew your daddy once.
You look like Gandalf already.
I mean, I'm already halfway there, man.
You're partly wizard. Your wizard diploma's in the mail, right?
It's coming.
Yeah. So yeah, and the reason why you're here is because on Free Comic Day when you showed up, you gave me like one of the most sentimental lines because we were watching a cartoon and we got choked up about it. Because I know not just you, it was me too, And when you said that 5th episode of X-men'97 got you, I was like, I feel this man because it got me too. And the cartoon shouldn't make me feel these ways.
No way, man. And I think I mentioned to you that I watched it. I watched it with my sons, and it was just us three. But I mean, as much as they pass on, I mean, they don't know, they haven't read the comics,
right?
Stuff like that. And I needed to talk to people like you about it. And so even when because my wife works night shifts at the hospital, so she called and I was just like, oh my God, I got to tell you, but she was busy or something. She couldn't pay attention. And she was like, I can't right now. Like what? What are you talking about?
You did desahogarte.
Right? Yeah. I just needed to vent and let it out somehow.
Yeah.
And I think, and so the most logic thing I could do was, post about it. And the only thing I could think of was Ron Burgundy in the glass, encased in the glass of emotion. And that's exactly what it felt like. I was like, I can't say anything. I can't let this out. And even then, it still took, I'll talk to my brother about it and my sister. And it still took a couple of days for them to watch it. And I was just like, I think till Friday, it was like we watched it. And I was like, oh, man. And we just, had a whole therapy session.
Pent up emotions are not good. You know that, right? They cause ulcers and all sorts of other diseases. You got to let that shit out, man. Even if you would have called us and be like, did you guys see it? And we would have been like, yeah, man, do you want to cry about it?
I should have. Well, that's the first thing I asked. When I came in the day, I was like, where's the counseling table?
Exactly.
Table for
the Gambit counseling
talk
table.
about Gambit.
We should have had one of
We
those
should've
because it came out that week, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I was a wreck that whole week because we had to wait like we were kids, a whole week for the other episode.
Oh yeah,
Just
and
to
it
find
wasn't
out.
even like continuing that.
No.
It was about Storm. And,
Yeah.
and
forgot about
which
that.
was super sad too. But if
Yeah.
you read the comments, you're like, oh, she gets them back.
She'll be fine.
She's good.
Yeah,
She-
we all
she's-
know she gets her groove back.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Gambit, we weren't expecting.
Yeah.
Leech either, and
Yeah.
you know, it's like
Yeah. And then the whole thing too, like I thought when he first had Leech on him, I thought like, oh, he's gonna turn off his powers. And
Yeah,
then
that's
that's just
right.
more so tragic and shit.
yeah, that would have made it way worse.
So this means Leech can turn off his powers then.
Yeah, he could,
Yeah,
yeah,
he could-
that's,
yeah.
that's his power.
I thought I thought that was his whole thing. Like you can be around him because it would
Yeah.
turn off
Yeah.
his power.
Well, I'm assuming that like that he's learning to control it now.
No, okay, he's
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
It's been a long time
It's
since
been a
I saw
year.
it. It's been 20. All right.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll give you that much. But I mean, at the same time, why did Magneto like
Yeah.
survive?
There's a lot of they didn't answer, right? 'Cause, like, how did he survive that?
They
Like,
didn't answer that. I don't, you know, I hate to think of him as a jerk and
He bailed.
oh, I'm gonna let you guys die and just cover myself.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
The only reason I say no is because he was next scene. You see him trapped with Bastion shaving his face.
yeah.
You
Well, I
know?
mean, Bastion could have just gone in there and swooped him up, I guess. But they had to explain that too.
Yeah. So it would lead to more questions.
More
I guess,
questions.
Yeah.
No, but he said he saw fucking Leech's eyes melt in his brain
Oh,
and
that's
his,
right.
and his
yeah.
skull. Whatever.
He was there. That's true.
He said he saw that shit.
Oh yeah.
He just made us picture, which is worse.
Yeah.
It was one of those like I cheated on you. Like you didn't see it happen, but that just hearing that was way worse.
He described it.
yeah.
Very,
I was like,
Into his eyes.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, wasn't there other mutants with him?
yeah, like all the Morlocks, right?
Morlocks
were
all the
done,
Morlocks.
Oh, I guess he didn't look into their eyes either.
No, he was like, that's cool.
when you were gone, I was telling him that my son Sebastian
Yeah.
was watching it with me, and that like to me Gambit was the heartbreaker, but I guess because his Leech was still a kid,
Yeah.
it like hit him. He was just kind of looked at me like, did he just kill Leech?
Oh, man.
And I was just like, oh snap! I forgot that you were here, like watching this with me.
Damn. Dude, that episode, they killed so many freaking mutants. Like, they named mutants. Like, like freaking...
Banshee?
Yeah, Banshee. was
Banshee
gone.
and
Marrow.
Marrow.
Damn.
Freaking...
Well, just Callisto, you see her pupil.
Yeah.
You know, she's gone. The Hellfire Club too, right?
yeah, Sebastian...
Well,
Shaw.
Sebastian Shaw.
yeah.
Because Emma survived. She was a diamond.
Yeah.
Shined on like a diamond.
But they killed a lot of mutants in that episode.
Yeah. Most of them you didn't know though.
No.
Glob,
Why?
Glob survived.
Glob survived. Like,
Yeah, he was fine.
He's fine. And that episode, I think, changed everything, man. Like, you know.
What? It changed. Well, I mean, we're enjoying X-Men for first 4 episodes, right? And all of a sudden they give you that.
Yeah.
I mean, how am I supposed to react?
And then they sneak it in there too. It's all happy and shit. Like in the beginning, like
Yeah.
they're just having adventures with Nightcrawler. And, like,
Too happy. Well, if you want to go back, I guess like an episode or two, the whole Madeline Pryor thing, you know, same thing. It's like, oh shit, she just showed up. All of a sudden she's bad. All of a sudden she's good again. One episode.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, it's funny though. I think after the Storm one, when she lost her powers, I remember I was telling Cruz like, oh, dude, fucking, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it because they kept talking about it. They kept talking about like, oh, it's entering the UN, is this and that. I'm like, oh, this bad shit's gonna happen. But I was expecting like the finale. Like I thought they were gonna hold that off.
Yeah, wait until then. Yeah, that was a straight up finale episode, and
Yeah.
it was only the 5th one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good cliffhanger.
Because same thing with Storm, right? In the first episode, like they call her a mega level mutant. Fucking Cyclops calls her a goddess, whatever. And I'm like, oh, and then they fucking take her out.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're telling me in any TV shows when they overhype you up,
Yeah.
is something bad's gonna
Something bad's
happen?
gonna happen. And then they got us into that mode of like, oh, if you hear their voice in the, previously on,
Yeah.
like something terrible is gonna happen to them. So right away, you like, you hear Rogue, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You hear Wolverine, and it was like, oh no,
Yeah.
there goes his adamantium.
So how many storylines did this season go over?
Oh, dude. It was a ton.
And
They picked
the
it-
Messiah complex.
Yeah. And then the freaking
Extinction,
Infernal.
Inferno.
Executioner, kind of.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero
Executioner.
tolerance.
Yeah. Zero tolerance.
Fatal Attraction.
Fatal
Yeah.
attractions. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, what's the Storm one called? Was it Love and
The
Death?
Love and Death one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big thing, yeah.
Yeah. But apparently that took 2 years.
Yeah, it was a long
Yeah, I just
storyline.
remember it being super long,
Yeah.
and they took care of it in a couple episodes. I was like,
1.5.
yeah, 1.5 because
Yeah.
of Jubilee's fun day.
Okay, I like that episode.
That was fun. Yeah.
Okay, it reminded me of playing Marvel vs. Capcom, playing the whole X-Men games back in the day, going to the store, the corner, just to
Right.
put in a couple quarters in. And I like the Sega that they use. They use a Sega Super Nintendo.
Yeah, like a little blend of them.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that was cool. Mojo was all skinny, and they were like, "Oh, why is he all skinny? It's disgusting." And then gets the ratings, and you're like, "Oh, cool, it's Mojo." When I read X-Men, I remember the arcade and all that, and those were the fun ones, Mojo
Yeah.
World,
Yeah.
all these off-world kind of offbeat with storylines.
X babies.
X-Babies, I love X-Babies.
Yeah.
I think X-Babies was the first thing I realized, like, oh shit, you could do this.
Yeah.
You could shrink them, make them like Tom Jerry kids.
Yeah.
Tom Jerry kids.
The thing that was interesting because I didn't read a lot of that older X-Men stuff, but like apparently that older Jubilee in the comics is like way darker.
Oh, she
Yeah.
actually exists. Like,
Yeah,
the
that character she exists, and apparently it's super dark. Like she's all like trauma. She's all full of trauma and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean the one that was created for the video game, right?
No, well, it's a whole different thing in the comic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, again,
Yeah.
it's the same, but it's different,
That's what I really liked about the show. They simplified a lot of it.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of had to. Just,
Yeah.
Like I was telling Cruz that, like before they had 25 episodes or whatever, or something like that, and all the shows, not just X-Men, but now, because we were complaining about the timeline, like how long this took or whatever, and I mean, they had to bring it down a notch and take pieces of whatever they thought was the best to combine into this one episode. And they did a good job. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
But the guy that wrote them got fired.
Oh yeah.
I honestly don't know that story. I mean, I've heard.
They haven't said.
But
They
I have
haven't
no idea
said
why or
Why?
what happened.
They haven't said why.
Okay.
But apparently he wrote the first 2 seasons.
Oh man.
And so, like, they're working on season 3 right now, so there's rumors they're gonna bring him back. Then it might be like a James Gunn type of thing, where like they found something that was like,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah, well, the way I heard it originally was it was something from his past.
yeah,
That it was before he was at Disney and it was something really bad. But as far as the article wrote, they weren't no
yeah.
details.
Well, they haven't said. Disney hasn't said officially, and then, but I feel like he's coming back only because like he's been on Twitter like as the show's been going on, and he's like, oh, watch this, watch that. He's like
He's giving you hints and
He's been
stuff, yeah.
promoting it and stuff. So I'm pretty sure they're bringing him back.
So there could have been a misconstruction of some sort.
Well, the only thing I heard was that like I guess the dude has an OnlyFans.
Oh, but a lot of people have OnlyFans.
No, he has one. Like he has
Okay, so?
but it's like Disney, like
So
you know how they
People
are.
need to subsidize.
No,
we're in a recession, my friend.
I'm not judging it. I'm just saying it's Disney. They freak out about stuff like that.
Okay, I guess. I mean, those days are far and gone. We know what they did to their kids back in the days now. So I mean, come on. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. But Disney money,
Yeah.
I guess the Disney money talks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, this show is doing too well. They're gonna bring him
They
back.
gotta bring him back.
They're gonna milk it until they can't no more. Do you think it's gonna be called X-Men '98
That'd be cool.
in '99 and then 2000?
You know what they should do? Okay, this is my pitch.
Your pitch.
We do 2 seasons, right? So we get to 99,
Uh-huh.
and then after that we do just Marvel 2000, and you just have your animated Marvel universe.
I guess. And
Just
then
bring it all in.
I guess
I
it
mean-
would have to be 98, right? Because it was like 6 months later or something at the
Yeah.
end, and they.
Oh,
when-
it was in like November, right? Because Rogue is in
right,
Mexico
and
during.
she's in Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
yeah, if it's we're talking about like April
Yeah.
'98.
then they were definitely '98.
Yeah.
I like the Marvels idea because in that last episode we
that
saw
would be cool.
everyone.
Yeah.
We saw everyone from Fox Kids.
Right.
Even that Channel 5 freaking Iron Man was there.
That was cool. That they actually kept those designs though. Like it was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
The Reed Richards with
Yeah.
the black with the blue outline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was because it had 2 designs for the Fantastic Four: the blue with the black with the blue outline, and then the regular blue, which was
Yeah.
ugly and tacky. But yeah,
But I feel like that might be the way to do it. Just you
Marvel
combine it all and just
Yeah.
Marvel,
If they go that way, that'll be way easier.
yeah.
Yeah.
you think it leads more to story though?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, fucking Avengers versus X-Men,
Yeah. That's.
or what was it called?
I was gonna say
Bloodlines?
Age of Apocalypse,
Oh,
but
Age of Apocalypse.
eventually,
Yeah,
X-Men versus.
Oh, when Apocalypse, everyone showed up too, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
And there was onslaught and all that.
I really thought, I feel like they were teasing us with onslaught, like because they were like,
Oh yeah,
you're
like just straight up fucking.
if you connect for them too long, you'll both fall. I'm like, oh, dude, they're doing it.
gonna
They're doing it.
happen.
And they put the helmet on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it didn't happen.
I mean, they could still probably throw it in somehow, but that was the moment.
When I was younger, I was collecting those onslaught ones, right? And I got a spoiler. It was kind of a spoiler. Remember there was a toy of onslaught, and in the bag it had the professor inside him. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that's a spoiler. So that toy had a spoiler in the back of it. You know?
They still do that stuff. I mean, that's why, like, I think it was, who was it? I think it was Black Adam or one of those. You know, and I try to kind of avoid the trailers. I'll watch the teaser just to kind of get it out of my system. But I won't watch anything after that.
Same here.
And so we were at Target or somewhere, and my boy got some of the toys, and I was like, holy shit, they have Hawkman in this? I was like, damn, I didn't know that. I was like, and just like Dr. Fate, and I was like, damn, that, like, I would have been way more surprised if I didn't know this. You know, so I was like, damn.
And that's why I don't want to watch trailers, dude, because I'd rather be surprised.
How much, I mean, maybe not better, but I would have been a lot more surprised if we didn't see Wonder Woman in the fucking in the Batman v Superman trailer, or you know, just the Doomsday, you know. So it's just like, that would have been so much cooler to see them first. I mean, they're already gonna fight each other. You don't need to sell me on anything. Like, you're gonna get my money either way.
I mean, like, let's go Shazam. Wonder Woman shows up in that. They showed it in one of the trailers. I remember that.
Oh, I didn't even know
that. They spoiled it in one of the trailers.
Yeah, they spoiled it in one of the trailers. I didn't know until some motherfucker told me that it was in the trailer. I think it was him. Yeah. And if not, again, I would have been more surprised, you know? Oh, shit, what she doing?
And I think they showed it in the trailer before the movie came out, right? Yeah. It wasn't like even like they waited a week or like just before the movie came out. They're like, oh, Wonder Woman's in it.
Because I remember watching that and the Batman v Superman, and as soon as was it Batman v Superman? When he takes down the parademon in the beginning, and I was like, "Holy shit, it's a parademon!" Like that. If if it was in the trailer, I don't know, but I would have been pissed off if I saw that. And it was like, dude, Batman's fighting a parademon right in the beginning. Sweet.
Yeah, I think for people who are fans of the genre and stuff, fans of these movies and stuff like that, it's better not to watch the trailer and be more surprised when you do watch it, because you know what you're gonna go watch anyway. You know it's Batman, you know it's Superman, you know it's these characters. Wouldn't you rather just be surprised and say, "Oh shit, there's Maxwell Lord. Oh shit, there's such and such a character."
Well,
you know?
I mean, the X-Men is a perfect example. Like, I mean, we know them and everything, but we didn't know all this is gonna happen, you know. And even though you read the comics and you get the hints and can, you know, theorize whatever's gonna happen, nobody was gonna suck Gambit coming.
No.
Things like that. So it was kind of refreshing that, not just that, but also they're not tied to the MCU.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least not yet. And so that was cool too. Like, I didn't have to do any homework on this. Like, it was what I knew already. Yeah.
Like, even like, I feel like you could have gone in there without even watching the original show and still like,
to a certain extent.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, sure. But the history that for those certain characters you had to, you know, it made it a lot more valuable to experience if you knew all that.
They made those for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They didn't make this for our kids.
This is not a kid show. Well, this is not a kid show, man.
They made this for us. For that kid that was eating cereal every Saturday morning on Saturdays, waking up early to watch that right before he eat the cat, watching the X-Men. Yeah. You know?
Man, I remember when they had I think it was I can't remember the name of the episode, but when Cable like goes back and, you know, they're doing the whole virus thing with the apocalypse and he has to let Wolverine get shot, you know, whatever. I can't remember the name of the episode, but I remember they had like, what do you call it? Like a, you know, 2-hour, you know, premiere or whatever, like a special or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was on a Saturday or whatever. And my dad was like, we're going out today. And he was just being a good dad, you know, trying to give us a nice Saturday. And it was like, you know, into the first episode, and I was like, but you know, X-Men, and then he was like, come on, I have a surprise, and I was just like, all right. But there was no, you know, internet then or whatever, like there was, but it was the crappy one. And you know, I didn't have another VCR to record it, none of that stuff. So I missed it, completely missed it. And I mean, it was nice. Thanks, Dad. But you made me miss the the whole episode.
Pinnacle moment
For miniature golfing, and so I think that was one of the finales or something in May or whatever it was, and it wasn't until like October or something when they were coming back that they kind of like replayed the whole little saga or whatever.
but in 4 parts.
Yeah, but I had to watch. Like I was like, oh, they're gonna play it. Like I have to be here, and then that's how I finally got to see it. And I was just like, man. But yeah, like Saturday morning cartoons was a thing, and it was fun.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was a thing. It's the day you look forward to as a child. You had most people when we work Monday through Friday, you look forward to the weekend, right? When you're a child, you just look forward to the Saturdays,
which was better because now it's like chores and
you gotta clean shit, make sure things in order.
Watch cartoons until like Saved by the Bell came on. That's when you knew cartoons are done.
It was over, and then you get to choose if you wanted to watch Save the Bell.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
But yeah, there's a big push now to bring back that Spider-Man cartoon. And I'm just like,
They did.
dude, just keep it in this universe. Like, you don't need
Well,
to.
it is in this
No,
universe.
I'm saying like, we don't need a revival of that cartoon. Just
Oh no, we just need to continue.
Yeah.
I mean, we found out that he found Mary Jane. I'm so
that was
happy.
great.
I'm hoping it's after the last season, because if so, then they found Mary Jane.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because they just gave us the Jim Lee cameo and Stan Lee cameo.
Stan Lee, yeah.
And that was it. He's just like, I'm off to find her, and
they never did.
that was it. I was like, what happened?
That the showrunner of that '90s cartoon, he did a Kickstarter a few years ago for like some original concept, and one of the rewards was he was going to give you the script for the next episode that never got produced.
Oh, that would have been so freaking cool. Damn.
Like the thing wasn't even part of the Spider-Man. There was just something he
Yeah, it
had.
was something else he came up with. Yeah, but he was going to give you the script for the unproduced next episode.
That's so cool. I would have loved that. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, instead of going to Beast World or whatever happened next in the.
Was it the Spider-Man Unlimited?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Counter Earth.
Counter
Earth.
the Beast people.
But it's funny too because like, even a lot of the Cyclops speeches, like when he was yelling at the reporter and he was talking about like, yeah, we fight aliens and monsters, and you're like, yeah, fucking X-Men's weird, man.
Yeah, it is. They do a lot more.
Yeah. Well, you're sleeping or something.
Yeah.
Or you're like doing nothing. We're doing shit.
Yeah.
What do you want? How dare you judge us?
That was kind of cool though, just to see him go a little dark. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, come on, do it.
Do it.
Well, she invoked his child who wasn't there anymore.
Right. Yeah. That would
One
start
episode
anybody,
after,
any
yeah.
parents' ball
Yeah.
rolling.
I think that was the thing too. The show did, but like right from the first episode, they made Cyclops kind of cool. Like
Oh yeah, they finally showed him kick ass. Yeah.
I keep telling you, he was always cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of us that thought that. We're like, come on.
Yeah, a lot of us.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think you're the only one here that was.
I never liked them, man. I never got the point, man.
I always did.
There's I think it's like Astonishing X-Men, Josh Whedon. There's one episode one issue where he's fighting a Sentinel, and he just takes off the visor, just like tears it apart with one blast, and then the Wolverine's like, "Oh, every once in a while, you remind us why you're the leader." Like,
Just to give it cred.
yeah.
Yeah, one of my buddies, Chris, he loved that guy, and I was kind of like you, where I was like, nah, it's Wolverine and Gambit, dude. Like, no, and then sure enough, like little by little, I was like, I kind of grew on me, and
Because you're maturing,
It
you're
was so
trying to
great.
see his point.
yeah, well, I saw like that meme or whatever, where it's like when we were kids,
Yeah.
we followed Wolverine, and now as adults, like, we're like, oh, Cyclops is the man.
But we all go through our Gambit phase.
Yeah,
Everyone.
I think
Everyone.
everybody does. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's why the episode 5 works so well because that was everybody's favorite character. Man.
Yeah.
Like,
He's the Shawn Michaels of X-Men, dude. Yeah.
Pretty much.
But it was also like you said, I think earlier, that it was realistic.
yeah.
Like it was, like I don't know about you guys, but I've had breakups, and that one hurt more than all of them.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, oh, and he took it like a champ,
Yeah.
and she had her points and very valid points. Like this is the only time I'm gonna get this.
Yeah.
So, like.
It was for the greater good. It wasn't because she loved them. It was for the greater good of the people.
I was like, I'm gonna do it for the people.
For the people,
But
right?
see, that's the fucked up part. Was it like he never knew she picked him, right? 'Cause
Right,
she was
that's what I
yeah.
told him when we were here Saturday. I was like, I got to talk about this because she's never gonna know that she chose him.
Yeah.
Like, man, like
breaks her heart. Breaks
yeah,
my heart.
Yeah,
Like we rewatched that episode, and it was like when they're dancing or whatever, and he's just like looking up, and he's like, "Nah, I have to leave."
he couldn't eat, like they're just touching hands, and he couldn't do it. Like his eye kind of squints a little bit, and he's like, I'm out. That's it. Yeah. But even like I was telling him that day, right? That he changes from calling her Cher to Mon Ami.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man,
It hurt, right?
right away. You're like, oh, that's it.
And he goes, all we can be is friends, mon ami.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, guy. You know you don't want that.
Yeah,
you know you
you
don't
were
want
just
that.
like tearing up inside. I was
Mhm.
like, jeez.
Yeah. It was. That was
Whoever
rough.
wrote that, I was like, whoever wrote it been through some shit, man. 'Cause, fuck.
I can't feel you. It still
Oh,
hurts me.
fuck. Yeah.
I
She can
can't
finally
feel
touch
you.
him, but you can't feel him.
I can't feel you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but we're gonna be talking about this next year, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We're
still-
crying about this.
Oh, he's coming back though. He's coming back.
Yeah.
And then fucking that
Yeah,
apocalypse,
yeah.
apocalypse stinger.
But,
Yeah.
but we were talking about that day too. That I feel like it's one of those things like with in Boba Fett, like Timothy Olyphant's character was so cool.
Yeah.
You know, they made him the sheriff or whatever,
Hmm.
and Bane kills him. Fucking just badass, you know. And it was like this guy was the perfect guy to take
Yeah.
this dude out. Like, and then they show him in the tank at the end, and you're like, why? No,
Yeah.
like he's fine. Like this is the perfect way to take
To
this dude
get
out.
him out, yep.
And he you know at his peak, and he's the best, and that kind of thing. And I mean, hopefully they do it correctly. You know, I don't know if you do spoilers and all that, but you know, if you read them, if you know, and yeah, I mean, the way he called it out at the card was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. And I mean, I guess Professor's vision too, kind of like when he turns into a skull, you're like, oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Was he dead?
Yeah.
Well, he
did.
turned into like a
And
skeleton.
then he
yeah.
fired a blaster out of his mouth.
No, he was when he was the acolyte of Apocalypse. He was death, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Or not
Yeah,
pestilence? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is kind of weird because I think like Wolverine was deaf too later on, right? That's how you guys animated.
that's right. Yeah.
That's what I thought he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which brings Sabretooth in the mix. I was like, oh, this guy hasn't come out other than Morph's little
Yeah.
switcheroo thing.
We need more.
But
of that.
yeah, he's probably gonna be back because they gotta get that mention from somewhere.
Actually, in the X-Men '97 comic, that the tie-in between the shows, between the old one and the new one, there's a comic that kind of wants to fill you in on the missing year, if you will. Sabretooth and his
Oh, that's the one we got.
Yeah.
that Saturday.
With the
Yeah.
Marauders.
yeah.
The Marauders, yeah.
Sabretooth and the Marauders show up in that, which they don't show up in the TV show.
in the show, yeah.
So
All right, cool. I'm gonna check that out.
yeah.
But all right, let's talk about Morph being way too overpowered, man.
Oh, dude. I mean, if it has I guess like some kind of limit,
Yeah.
where it's just physical stuff, I could see that. But
Like density and all that, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I mean, like if you could shoot the laser, then it's like how, like
Yeah.
Or Quicksilver all fast.
yeah, that too. I mean, I guess it's still physical, but then that like
Okay.
he didn't take his power. He just looks like him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, how does that work? But yeah, he's super
Yeah.
overpowered, and yeah, he didn't. I thought it was gonna be a moment, one of those like kind of like with Kurt, where he just starts kicking ass and
Yeah.
slicing fools up, and that never really happened.
He's
He does
pretty
have his
dumb.
moments,
He's
but
pretty dumb when it comes to he'll turn into a character and just rush in. You know, he'll turn into like Colossus and just rush in. Juggernaut just rush in. You know.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any kind of thought into the process that he's doing.
which he kind of did in the old ones, because I remember like he turned into like some kind of rhinoceros when he knocks out Wolverine when he goes
Right.
after him.
Yeah.
When after he comes back from Sinister with his makeup on and stuff, and he turned like he figures out like, all right, messing with his mind is not
Yeah.
helping, because he turns into Deadpool and Maverick and all those guys, and he's like, so I'm gonna take this dude out, like something bigger, and
Right.
he kind of like rams him with the
Rhino
with
thing.
the rhino, and he finally puts him down. But it's just like, yeah, he used to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess the density part was always there.
Yeah,
you
because I
know?
mean, if he turns into the rhino, he's big or whatever size. Yeah, and then I thought the same thing with Mystique and stuff like that. When she would turn to certain people, I was like, oh, all right, I guess that works that way.
Well, we all know Mystique is Kurt's dad now, so
Oh, right, they changed it.
Yeah.
It was it's not what is it, Zazel, or what was it?
Yeah.
The red one?
Zizzle.
Bizizel, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
devil,
Devil.
one of the many devils. Yeah, no.
But yeah, like the strength of it made sense, but yeah, the Quicksilver thing was kind of weird.
Yeah, I know that.
That was a
doesn't
little
work.
weird.
Because yeah, density and all that. Because another thing is he makes swords.
Yeah.
He makes swords out of his things, but he makes Wolverine's claws too. So okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. Overpowered.
Overpowered. They made him real. But I mean, I guess they had to even it out and make him kind of dumb too, because he would like, he'd get knocked out real quick. Like you get take it out pretty quick.
Okay. Like when he turned to the Hulk and they just spin him around like a top.
Well, that was Gene. No, Gene kind of like.
Oh, is
flung
that
him.
why he was blue?
Like blue.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I figured. I was
that
like,
makes
hey,
sense.
like, could he really jump that high? It's like,
Yeah.
all right, I guess because he has that power.
Yeah.
From the, from his legs or whatever. But I saw the blue glow.
Yeah.
My favorite part of that part was Cable on the top of the Sentinel just blasting him in the face. Yeah. Big old guns.
I guess funny we forgot. Like I think it was like the Inferno episode when they're fighting the demons or whatever. At one point, Beast is like riding one of the demons, and he needs help, and Bishop just fucking throws Wolverine, and just like one-handed, just tosses his ass.
To help him, though.
Yeah, he just chucks him.
If not, he would have died.
Yeah, he freaking threw him hard.
It's
That was
like-
a nod to Colossus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had to have been.
Yeah.
A fastball special, if you will. You
Yeah.
know, maybe it wasn't that special, but it's fastball.
Wolverine did not see that coming though. He did not expect that one.
This is how we play, man.
Yeah.
The guy and I had an agreement.
Where do you think Bishop was this whole time, by the
In
way?
the future, right?
Had to be, unless he was stuck in what was his name, Nimrod or whatever it was.
The time, whatever.
The one that ends up being Kang.
Kang, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless he's in there somewhere. The timeline. What is it?
But that's how they tied into the MCU.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
Kang's a Kang from. Oh.
Yeah, they had one of those like lookalikes.
Yeah.
An Ant-Man or one of those, right? When they have everybody.
Yeah.
At the end in that arena.
There were so many of those guys. I had time for me to watch 3 of those guys' faces. It was like the Senate just full of Kangs.
So it's sad though. That like it's not. They're not gonna do anything with that.
Right.
'Cause they
Oh
gave it-
right, because of this guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he I thought he did very well.
Yeah.
He was really cool, and he
I
looked
enjoyed him.
he looked well, like the way they presented
Yeah.
him in Ant-Man. I liked it. He had the suit and everything.
I like how they see. I really love when MCU stuff. They do stuff where they explain the comic booky stuff. Like he had he didn't have blue face. It was,
He had
it was
the visor,
the visor. Like,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, that was really well
Like
done.
a space helmet, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like a force field thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat.
And they gave you your blue face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
More do you want?
Well, I like when they do that too. I mean, even what's his name, Krasinski as Reed was kind of like, oh man, cool, thank you. Like that was,
Yeah.
and it kind of shut the people up that was like begging for it. I was like, yeah, it's cool. Like there, we saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get this going.
We saw it. It works. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's get Pablo Pascal. He's hotter.
right. Which is kind of, I think he's gonna be like the new Tony.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like he's gonna. They need they need that back.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
because
do need
they
it.
kind of lost their way after phase 1, and you need this type of guy to kind of lead everybody. Either that, or he's gonna be the big bad.
I think Reed's too self-centered to fucking be a leader.
he is, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hope as long as they don't make him, Miles Teller self-centered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that dude was just like, oh, I'm just smart. Like,
Yeah.
Like get out of my way. I do this and
He
I
ran
know how to
away.
do it, and that was it.
Ran away and abandoned his friends to
Yeah,
experiment.
that movie was like no fun. It was no fun at all. This isn't my Fantastic Four. There was really cool parts though. I like that he had those like kind of like clamps,
Yeah.
Oh.
to kind of like hold himself together type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Well, he's learning, right?
Yeah, like that. Like it works for that first year
Yeah.
or whatever. Did not like that thing. Didn't wear
No.
pants.
Yeah.
It was like, come on, man. Like everybody
Looks
gets
weird.
sued.
Looks
Yeah,
weird.
It just looks.
He had no junk.
Yeah,
He had nothing
nothing.
down there. He's like
Nothing.
a Ken doll.
Didn't even try.
No, they didn't even try.
But
Yeah.
That's why still Michael Chiklis will be forever my thing. I'm sorry. That's it.
yeah, because I think the other thing that really killed that movie for me was that he was so like just down and dark, and like he was killing people and shit. And I
Yeah.
was like, ugh.
Yeah, there's at one point I think whenever they show like his little mission or whatever, he has like confirmed kills.
Yeah.
and I was just like, get the fuck out of here, like Ben. No way.
Yeah.
Like,
He's supposed to be a pilot, you know,
Yeah.
it's a friend.
and they didn't even touch on space travel. And
Yeah,
nothing,
no.
which I guess you could try
it was just,
changing it up, but no.
no, it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing when they adapt comic book stuff and then they change it too much. It's like, why adapt it? Like, just
Yeah.
it's at that point, it's like,
Call it something else.
yeah, it's
Call
called
it something else,
yeah.
The Fantastics.
Yeah.
just Chronicle 2, man.
There you go.
It would have been way better.
Because
than that.
there's one YouTuber I follow, and he always says that the best Fantastic Four movie was The Incredibles.
It is. Dude, that movie is so like they could take a few pages from that, and yeah, it still had his action and laughable moments, all that stuff. But it's all ultimately is their family, and that's what the Fantastic Four is.
Yeah. It was the comics first family, right?
Yeah. Look what's in the name.
Yeah. So that when you take that part off, I really lose interest. I really like Fantastic Four. Every once in a while, I find myself picking up Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And that's the main draw to me. They've always been a family. No matter what, they figure it out together. You know, don't get me wrong. Reed's the smartest one, but sometimes it takes the askew vision of Sue or Ben or someone else to be like, oh shit, it works.
Yeah, to check his ego.
Check his ego. Thank you. You know,
and that's pretty much like I mean, I don't. You got like family wise. I want to say like, yeah, there's 5 little egos in there that we all have to kind of keep each other on check. And so, you need the Sue point of view at one point, or sometimes Reed's right. So
so
it depends.
This is you speaking from experience, I guess, right?
Yeah. I more like The Office when they have that whole game episode, and he's like, oh, sometimes the ship needs 2 captains. That kind of talk more than anything. Yeah.
I remember that. But the ship didn't need 2 captains, if I remember that episode correctly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it just needed some fun.
Yeah.
Like the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this new one, man. I think it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah. I have good hopes. I mean, even with this, like anything they do now, because there was a point where I just judged everything like, oh my god, this is so stupid. Like why Megan Fox? Like things like that. That why they threw them in the things that we loved or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I went to go watch that Ninja Turtle movie with my kids, and in my mind I was just talking shit the whole time. Like this is dumb. Why are they so big and things like that. And then my kids were like, "Oh man, that was awesome," And so I was like, "Okay, like it kind of brought me back down a little bit." And I was like, "Okay."
You're talking about the Michael Bay ones, right?
Yeah, those, and it's just now I'm more open to like the possibilities.
Yeah,
like even this was like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna do. Like, why are they bringing it back?
Yeah,
and like let's see what happens. And sure enough, they took all these things that we liked and made it work.
You know what I like about Turtles? Every so often they'll revamp it. You ever watch that Mutant Mayhem one?
That one was fun.
That was super fun.
That was really good.
Yeah, though those characters are like B-list villains, I would say.
Yeah,
that shit had a lot of character, a lot of heart.
Yeah.
And that's something movies don't have anymore. A lot of those Ninja Turtles, while they'll be fun, family entertainment, they don't have as much heart as the Mayhem one did.
Right.
Right.
It's funny. We have a guy that he collects the Ninja Turtles. Yeah. And he comes in once a month, whatever. And he hates that movie. He hates that movie. And then I go, why? And he goes, oh, they disrespected Splinter. I'm
man.
I'm like, dude, he's not a real person.
Because he kissed a cockroach or
he's a vermin. See, so he hangs out with the vermin, and he was voiced by Jackie Chan.
Oh, that was the best, Jackie Chan.
Yeah, he did a good job. I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
And I mean, like the other one, it has his moments. I mean, like I really like Alan Richardson as Raphael. Like he was perfect. Even I forget his name, the actor's name, but he was in Shameless and he played Mikey.
Oh yeah,
that dude,
Cameron something.
Yeah, did so well as Mikey. I didn't even know it was him until I think I saw something on Instagram and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! This dude from Shameless is Mikey."
It's the younger brother, right?
I think he's like the rough gay dude that like likes the redhead. That's Cal now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I didn't know that was him at all.
I thought it was a younger one, but no, it's a medium one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "Holy crap, it's this guy!" And he did so well. I mean, even I knew it was Johnny Knoxville, and it sounded different, which was surprising.
Yeah.
Well, but I heard the original guy do the voice, and I was like, why did they change it? This guy was did such a good job. And I mean, it worked. Like I said, there's certain things that I like that whole time I was judging, but it's still
fun.
It's still fun. I mean, like I said, I had to kind of be taken down a notch by the kids and be like, oh yeah, like I should just enjoy these things and be grateful. We didn't have a lot of this stuff. We had Michael Keaton and what's his name, Christopher Reeves. Yeah.
I to this day I don't remember what movie it was, but I remember going to the movies with my parents and seeing the Ninja Turtle trailer for the first time.
Oh.
And I didn't even know they were making a Ninja Turtle movie. I remember that they don't show you anything. They show you the sewer. They show you like the fucking title.
Well, how it should be. Like,
Yeah, and I just was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I was just like blown away, dude.
dude, that Batman v Superman. If they just showed them like walk up to each other and then put the name,
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You didn't just show me anything else.
Yeah.
I don't need to know he ripped his card apart and told him if he believes.
That's what I'm saying. You know these characters,
Yeah.
so you don't need anything else.
No.
This trailers are for people who don't know about the people that they're gonna go see.
Right.
Trailers are for people who want to get spoiled and want to be like, all right, needs
No,
convincing.
but
needs
yeah,
convincing,
because
you
that's
know?
the thing. Like, that's the problem with a lot of these movies is that, like they're not made for us.
No, they're not.
They need the general public to go see them.
Which what X-Men did. Like
Yeah.
you said, they made it for us.
Yeah.
You should have seen how it was almost like so much work to avoid No Way Home or whatever the
Oh, Spider-Man.
yeah, like everywhere I went it was something, but I did it, and I think I went to the theater once. We went to watch My Hero Academia movie or something like that with my brother and my sons, and it came like almost suddenly, and I had my hands full with like popcorn and stuff as we walked in, and I kind of just threw them on them, and then I just kind of like did this and sang a song and walked out. And I was just like, no, I can't, and it paid off because when I watched it, not just the fact that these guys showed up, but all the other stuff, and then and then after, my son was like, "Oh, that was in the trailer. That was in the trailer," and I was just like, "See, like I would have
All the best parts were in the trailer.
Yeah.
Doctor, what's his name? Doc Ock
Yeah.
in the freeway or something. He said that was
Yeah.
in there, and I was like, till this day I haven't seen the trailer, but I was just like, no, like it just.
I'm a stickler for trailers. Like, I don't watch them on TV, on small screens, on my phone, on the computer, anything like that. I don't watch it. But if it shows up on the movie that I'm gonna go watch, I'll watch it. That's the only way I watch a
That's
trailer.
the only rule.
It's the only rule.
Yeah.
It's like I got no other
I
choice.
haven't even seen the Deadpool one.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I saw 2 pictures and that's about it.
Yeah. Well, that too. Like I'm on Instagram, and then something would come up, so I had to like, nope. I gotta avoid it for a week.
It's hard, but it's doable. That's the whole thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I don't know, it's hard now.
Cost of being a
With
fan.
social media now, man.
very much.
With social media now, it's hard, man. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm on it like maybe once or twice a week now, because
It's
I
hard.
mean, I don't not just because of that, but in general, like I'm like I should be doing this instead. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Agreed. I do the same all the time. We're like, I'm scrolling again. I should be working on this. I know. Oh, okay. At least you know.
and then sometimes I just let myself. It's just like, all right, let's see what's going on.
We need to let our brains ooze out every once in a while, you know?
Well, then my wife gets kind of like I'll say something like, oh, our friends are at Disneyland again, and then she was like, that was like Saturday, dude, and I'm like, it's Wednesday, and I'm like, oh. Shit, my feed is like 3 days back or something.
Sounds
Like,
about
oh,
right.
man.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
That's how you miss out on shows too. Like I forgot what event I saw, and like, oh crap, that's cool. That's gonna happen. Oh that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's just,
Yeah, the way it is.
that's the way it is, man.
Well, another thing is like on this show, when we advertise like any event, we have to advertise 2 weeks in advance because this show comes out 2 weeks later.
Mm.
You know, and sometimes a show will be in between, and we'll forget about it. But oh yeah, how was that show last week? Oh yeah, I forgot to advertise.
Happens, man.
All the time.
It's too much going on. It's too much going on.
It's called life.
It is called life. Yeah.
And then,
Good.
one minute-
So I could spoil the crap out of X-Men.
yeah. That's no problem.
And then they take the adamantium from his spine.
And they just shove it up again, and they put it back together with spackle.
See, the thing is, so it was a weird ending.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I feel
definitely.
but I think that's the way sort of like shows like this, where it's like it's hard enough to have an ending to a movie. Now you're asking for like 10 endings. And you know what I mean? And so then when you get to I feel like a lot of these serialized shows, it always has it though. Like the last episode, you're like, oh, I guess. Like, you know, like,
Well, they stopped the big bad.
yeah.
And they opened up the gates for more, with the exception of Wolverine, you know?
He's somewhere.
where the-
He's somewhere.
Where the fuck is that going?
But yeah, I think it's really interesting though. I think they opened it up where we might have, like in the present day, we might get all those other X teams, right? Because there's no X-Men, right? So like
X-Factor.
X Factor,
Excalibur.
Excalibur.
That counts,
Yeah,
right?
That would be
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
I think that's what I mean. Generation X,
Exiles.
Yeah, because what's your face, right? Jubilee and some spots.
Sunspot make it.
They made it down to the Earth, right?
Yeah,
Gen X?
they're there.
Gen X.
Yeah, and then I mean you have Emma Frost. She's gonna end up in the house somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hooking up with Scott again.
In the future. In the future.
We don't know.
It's in the future.
We don't know.
Hanging out with Gene.
When he comes, he might come back first and be like, "I'm so sad. Gene's in the future with my son."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Emma.
You're a telepath. That's my thing.
I was just raising my son for a few years, but
This
I'm
is
done
how you
with
know
that.
Cyclops is a brave person. He hooks up with telepaths all the time, so they know what you're thinking. So there's no hiding from them. He's brave.
and honest apparently.
Well, yeah, Boy Scout.
Yeah, Boy Scout.
Yeah. I just, just a thought.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I think that's where they're gonna go with the present day stuff. I think we're gonna get more of that because it's very 90s.
Yeah.
They have all those teams.
But
Yeah.
the way it's kind of setting up, it looks like this, like it's gonna be like a time loop type
Yeah.
of thing, where it's like whoever's there has to tell the other one in the future what happened so that they could stop it. Or
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
So it could be X-Men 97 all the time. So I go back in time all this time and start again on 97 all the time.
Like, do you imagine like they become buddies with Apocalypse and shit, and they realize, oh, we should probably kill this guy. like,
as long as it's better than freaking Oscar Isaacs, we're good.
yeah.
That was interesting. I mean, it takes from the Apocalypse storyline, the
Yeah.
Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because that's when they told us that he was the first mutant or whatever,
first
right?
mutant, Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean,
See,
good to know.
that's annoying too. I always thought that like that he should have been the villain of Eternals, like Apocalypse.
that would've been cool.
That would have made a lot more sense. 'Cause
Yeah.
he gets powered up by Eternal technology or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that would have made more sense than this weird mutant thing, whatever it was.
A lot of people didn't like that movie. I thought it was good. I mean,
Yeah.
I again open to the possibilities type of mentality, but I went in there and I almost was like, man, these guys fought Icarus way better than the Justice League fought Superman.
Yeah, right.
like they actually did some shit.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
like, nah, we're gonna stop you, fucker. And I mean that don't get me wrong, that scene when he kind of like glances over and sees Flash coming, that was really cool.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're just like, that's it. Like
Yeah.
you're the coolest fucking team, and this is all you give me.
Wait, I think that was the thing with that Justice League movie was the fact that they're like, oh, Superman's dead. We need a team to replace him. And it wasn't enough because he
No.
kicked their asses. Like,
Fucked them up.
So we needed Superman.
yeah. But yeah.
Well, that X-Men one, I mean, had all the best X-Men's. I had like a Psylocke, had a Blink, had like everything,
That's true,
that
they
was
did throw
missing
that
from the other ones,
Yeah.
Well, none of those characters didn't exist. when the original cartoon came out.
That's also very true.
Yeah.
Psylocke was there though.
Yeah, it's not like it was there.
Uh-huh.
Because all that stuff was based on like the Jim Lee designs and shit. And
Yeah.
he loves Psylocke.
Oh yeah.
Who didn't?
I never got that though. Like I was like ever since I was younger, I was still like, how do they fight in these fucking
Yeah.
outfits? You know, like just comfort wise. I mean, as a
Yeah.
kid, but as I got older, I was like, oh, all right, I guess.
Like, it works.
Spandex expands.
I thought we were joking about how like that final battle, like they put fucking Jean in the little skirt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like stuff like that. It's
The
like
little skirt and the go-go boots. And shit.
Well, it's not that they put her in it; it's all she had left. The school burnt down. You
But
know,
also, like, it burns down like every 6 months. Like,
right?
you would think these guys had some
Yeah,
kind of
some extra
backup
suits,
other
yeah.
than the
That's
Scottish,
true.
the Scottish. What do you call it? Like
Yeah,
it was
Mirror
in,
Island.
Mirror Island.
Mirror
yeah.
Island.
like keep it in the boot of your Porsche. You know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the Porsche in the car.
Yeah,
and
that's in the Blackbird.
The Blackbird.
Something.
Who keeps a Porsche in a Blackbird as an escape pod?
Just to for fun. It was like they threw that in there too, right? Because
Yeah.
the movie drives one like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a blue one and everything.
You're right.
Yeah, and Wolverine, what do you call it? Like
Fucks it up for him.
just throws in a one claw key and takes off with it.
Wasn't it in the original X-Men where he goes, "Tell Psych I made him a convertible."
Oh yeah, that was the best.
Dude, that's the best one when he's all like, "Over, I know you're mad." He just fucking punches him in the gut.
Oh yeah. Next time I use these.
Yeah.
That was the best.
See, I think that's the best thing about this show is that we actually see Wolverine doing Wolverine stuff. Like,
Yeah.
he's actually chopping people up. And like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, those people, the Prime Sentinels, there were people like 2 seconds ago, and he fucking decapitates one. Doesn't give a shit. I mean, after you see them, they could regenerate or
Yeah.
whatever, But at first you're like, damn, this guy just
Dude, like
doesn't
freaking
care.
with Hank's girlfriend, whatever. Like, he was like stabbing her in the
Oh
back.
yeah, yeah, you just shanked her.
As he was coming down from the sky, he kept on slicing people on the way down.
Well, you speaking of that, even that scene when he gets pulled through Nightcrawler's vamp or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was
Did
like,
you
oh,
trip
whoever
out?
thought of that was like, sweet, do that. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
We got to see
You never got to
inside
see
the
that before.
bath.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So it's him moving really fast. Then it's not him.
No, he's
just
traveling
tell-
through the brimstone dimension.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, that makes
But
sense.
Wolverine kind of like,
Yeah, got pulled.
It's his perspective,
Yeah.
so it was really cool.
Well, that's what I was saying to him too. Like, they made Nightcrawler way powerful too, because there's that part where he's all like,
Yeah,
Cyclops is like,
he's holding
oh,
3 swords.
yeah, no, but Cyclops is like, oh, Kurt will teleport us to Muir Island. I'm like, he could do that.
Yeah. Where it's just like, I thought it was a handful of people, and
Yeah.
that was it.
And then
Like he had a hard time before with
Yeah.
like just a group.
Yeah.
And it was always like the line of sight. Like he had to see where he was
Oh
going.
yeah,
or-
that's right. He
Yeah.
had to know where it was, or else he could get stuck in a wall or something.
Picture.
I guess, but that's real powerful.
Well,
man.
didn't they when they did that movie with Hayden Christensen? That was like the same type of
Yeah.
idea where he had to like know
where he was going.
where
yeah.
he was going to teleport there.
Oh, I forgot we did have a Nightcrawler in that, huh?
What was it called?
don't
Leap
remember.
or leaper? No, jump or something like that. Jumper.
Jumper, yeah.
I never saw that movie.
That movie's real weird, man.
Yeah, I never
Yeah,
saw
like
that
they
movie.
try to make it cool, and it has some moments where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that'd be fucking awesome. But it was like ultimately it was just kind of like,
Yeah.
what? Like, is the mom a jumper? What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've never seen that movie.
Samuel L. Jackson hunts them.
Hunts the leapers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the jumpers?
Jumpers, yeah.
But he can't jump. So
Yeah.
like he has to kind of follow
Yeah.
whatever they leave behind, like a little slit.
Yeah, you got a device that you could like
Yeah.
whatever portal they open.
Wait, Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah. And it was
Hayden
kind of
Christensen?
cool just because it was right after, he
And
took
Anakin?
his hand off.
Yeah.
has a mace.
Yeah.
So he kind of gets payback in some of the scenes.
All right, all
It's
right.
a weird movie. It's a weird movie, man.
So it's like Star Wars 3? 4?
Kind of.
0.2?
3 1/4.
It was during that whole era where like they were doing like superpower movies, but they weren't like superhero movies.
Yeah.
Super 8?
Kind of.
Kind of.
It had that kind of
what's
vibe,
that other
right?
One?
I like Super 8.
The one with
Content-
Captain America.
Push. Push, yeah.
Push. Okay, that one.
That was cool,
That was a
though.
cool one, yeah.
There's the one where they eat the pills, and they gave them abilities for a limited time.
What was that one?
With the Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's right.
Project Power, I think, or something Power.
I don't
So,
remember
was
the
that what
name.
it's called?
Was it like Jamie Foxx too, right? He was in that.
I want to say yes.
Yeah,
Because I remember it was
Yeah,
I don't think I
Starsight.
saw that one.
it's pretty cool.
Or starts with a C. And it had like
Yeah,
kids.
because the
on
whole
it.
thing was that there's these pills that give you superpowers, but then like a percentage of people are like allergic to it, so it doesn't work for them. And so it's like a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was this one I don't remember. I watched that show Money Heist or
Oh yeah.
on Netflix, but I saw it in Spanish, and then I guess like it suggests different shows or whatever. And there was one where there was this superhero, but it was like French or something. The whole thing was in French, and there was something like that where like they would consume some kind of pill or like an
Yeah.
inhaler or something, and it would give them powers. And this guy was one of those. He was like kind of detective that had powers, but they didn't embrace him when he was coming of age. So he kind of still hadn't gotten full potential.
Is it Powers?
Is
It sounds like
I don't
Powers.
remember the name.
Wasn't that Powers about?
It sounds like
And
it.
so
yeah.
then, unless it's like a French ripoff. Yeah. But I remember seeing it. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Like compared to like other
Yeah.
movies like that. And same thing. Eventually he like powers up and uses them. But it was pretty cool. But they had that kind of idea with the pills.
So it's been done. All right, I'm scrapping my idea. There was another one also. Hancock? Was that
Oh,
around the same
Hancock,
time?
yeah,
Remember
yeah.
at the
Yeah,
same
that's
time?
right.
Hancock, yeah, the drunk superhero.
He was some kind of god or something. Right?
Yeah.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my super ex-girlfriend.
Oh yeah, yeah. Classic. Uma Thurman.
Thurman, man.
I think I'm going far beyond the scope of things, but yeah.
Yeah. No, we still haven't watched it. Was it with Super Bob?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Super Bob. I gotta say that one.
It's about a guy who like he's the only guy in the world that has superpowers, but he's just like an average dude, and the government's like, you need to become a superhero, and he doesn't want to. Like,
It's a reluctant superhero. It stars the guy from Ted Lasso as Super Bob.
Oh, that's cool.
The Roy Kent,
Yeah.
the angry Roy Kent.
Hercules. He's Hercules. In the
I'm
MCU.
sorry,
Hercules.
he is. Have they done anything with that?
No,
then
they
it's
never
okay.
will.
I know.
They probably never will.
But they're sending him to Earth
Maybe. Yeah.
to join the West Coast Avengers.
West Coast Avengers. You want that?
No, the champions. Sorry, the
champion,
champions. The
yeah.
champions. Yeah, I want that.
You want that?
I want some Ghost Rider and some Angel.
Angel,
Iceman,
Iceman,
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Yeah.
Team makes no sense.
That makes sense. Champions?
Champions
All right.
makes no sense, man.
All right. I was just trying to remember the name of the
Yeah,
team.
champions.
All right. Yeah, give me that. Champions 97.
Why?
It'd be weird like that Ghost Rider. Remember that Ghost Rider cartoon show from also back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was quick. They had a quick run, right?
The only thing I remember was that he came on an episode of Fantastic Four and he like
Oh, that's
blasted
right.
Galactus with the fucking
The soul
the
thing.
penance thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And Galactus got all fucked up, and then he just left. He just,
No, the best part, you forgot the best part. He rides the side of Galactus to get up there, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking fantastic.
and he does the penance thing and it fucks him up.
Oh, all the souls he's eat, all the
Yeah.
fucking planets he
Yeah,
consumed.
yeah.
Think about it. It makes sense.
That was weird. I just remember he just shows up too, like at the very end. He just like shows up, does that shit, and leaves. And they're like, "Oh, what do we do?"
And they tried to do that with the Shield of Agents with the new Ghost Rider, right?
Yeah.
Like
With the car.
with the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. I think that's about the time I stopped watching.
It was cool.
I like how both of them were like,
It was cool. I think that last season it was very hard because they were like, "Oh, we're in the MCU, but we're not." Like, you know, like,
Yeah, that's what I was like.
because they were bringing in characters from like the Agent Carter show,
Yeah.
and then it was like that's in the MCU.
Well, that's kind of where they started fucking up too, because
Yeah.
then it became, it was kind of like that thing when back in the day when you had one comic to read,
Yeah.
and it was like cool, like this is what I'm reading right now, and then all these tie-ins had to,
Yeah.
so then it became like homework, or you had to, like, oh, I got to read all of these to
Yeah.
get this, and then whatever's coming next, and that's what the Agent of Shield ended up being. It was
Yeah.
just like. And I remember they would throw in stuff from the movies here and there.
Yeah.
Or like I think Sif came out or something in one of the episodes, and I was like, whoa, because Thor's coming out this
Yeah,
week, and
yeah.
it's like, but it felt like,
Yeah.
do I have to watch this?
See,
Or-
the thing
you
that I
didn't
always
have to.
yeah,
I think I always give credit to Agent Shield though was like in the middle of the first season, they did Winter Soldier,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Shield collapsed,
Yeah.
and the whole show
yeah,
changed.
that was really well
Yeah,
done
yeah.
because it coincided. It was really
Yeah.
cool.
Was that first season? Or
That was the
Yeah,
first
it was
season.
the first one.
Hail Hydra was first season.
Yeah.
Whew. All right.
So everybody, like, you can trust them.
Yeah.
And what's her name? May did a really good job at
Yeah.
being like their Black Widow,
Mm-hmm.
where she took over, and it was I would really watch it more for her than
Yeah.
than Coulson. But yeah, it was well done. But I mean, a lot of those shows did. The
Yeah.
first season was really good. Arrow
Yeah.
was really good that first season.
he was killing people first season.
Yeah, yeah.
snapping necks.
Yeah, he was just fucking killing everybody. Even Flash, like,
Oh man, like I held out on Flash all the way to the end, and that last season, that last
I
episode
haven't
was
seen it.
really bad.
Oh man, don't tell me. I'm glad I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the last
Yeah.
season myself either.
And I saw on Netflix that it was like, oh, then the last
Yeah.
season's out. I was like, oh, I'm gonna check it out later.
Yeah.
No,
And it has this
Skip
thing at the end that just killed me, man. Like they introduce a character that I love from the Flash at the very last episode, and they're just like, oh,
he's here too.
yeah, he's here too. Like, I was like, oh, that's lame, man.
Was it like Max Mercury? Or?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Like I know a lot of people didn't like Superman Returns, but I loved
Yeah.
when Brandon Routh got to play him
And
with
the
with
Crisis?
the black ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking cool. And he just looked so badass. I was like,
Yeah.
man, missed it. You missed the opportunity
Dude,
with
did you
this
hear?
guy.
Did you hear? What's his name? Mark Guggenheim was saying that because of the pandemic, they canceled a Phantom event. They were going to show it in the theater.
Oh,
The
that would've been
Crisis?
The Crisis, yeah.
Yeah, they were going to show all of that.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah.
No, they were gonna show that, and it was gonna have 15 minutes of extended
Yeah.
footage or something
Oh,
like that.
sweet.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I just remember seeing that kind of stuff like on Instagram where them like taking pictures and I was like, oh, he's fucking wearing
Yeah.
the black ass.
Dude, I remember
Shit.
watching that when that event was happening when the freaking 90s Flash died.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
that
dude.
fucked up. And that's when they were killing off everybody, right? And they combined the worlds or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was just like, dude.
They had to
and
kill
then,
Flash.
but they had little cool moments too, where
Yeah.
like Supergirl was like, "Oh, you kind of look like my cousin."
Yeah.
And like little things like that, I was like, "Oh, that's fun."
Yeah.
But he really didn't look like his cousin.
No, because it wasn't even him.
Yeah.
It was the new guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I like. I like that Superman a lot.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
The first season was awesome.
Fantastic. That second season supposedly is good too, but I still can't stand those children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
fucking
only thing that
Jonathan
keeps me.
Kent. Yeah.
See, I find we
Yeah.
fuck those
I,
kids.
no, I'm not a fan of them either, but I powered through, man.
To me, it was
It's a good
just
show.
like it was like that of the one with the long hair, the dark
Yeah.
hair. I was like, fucking Midoriya, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like he uses one finger and he breaks his whole arm. And it's
Very
like-
Hero Academia at that point,
it's
yeah.
like,
And then his brother with no powers, fucking always jealous of him. Fucking
Yeah.
Cain and Abel in here.
yeah, yeah,
You know?
I think the second season, they people start getting high on fucking like kryptonite,
yeah. That too.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
No.
and it gives them temporary powers.
Okay.
Yeah, it becomes the whole thing, and so he's just like he becomes like a junkie because of that.
Oh, the
Because-
football player star
yeah,
right.
becomes
yeah.
a junkie.
Yeah, because
He gets stronger.
he gets stronger. Yeah,
Does he fight his brother?
yeah, a little bit, but
Oh,
not
cool.
not like full
Oh.
on, like not like
Yeah.
Not like
They did do that thing where like what is it, like Bizarro World?
yeah,
And
that
then
was the last season.
And
yeah.
the other brothers dressed like Superboy
Yeah.
with the red pants and stuff. And I was like, oh, cool.
He had the leather jacket and everything. It
Yeah.
was fucking cool.
Yeah. I was like, oh, all right.
See, every time you tell me it's something about that show, I want
it.
it.
Sounds good.
It sounds good.
But then you're like struggling through it.
Yeah.
No.
I literally that first season, there's a lot of parts where I had to fast forward. Well, no, when the kid becomes more and more
Yeah.
sentient of his powers,
Yeah.
I had to fast forward a lot of that shit because he was so fucking boring.
But I think the reason I like that show too is he does a lot of Superman shit. Like he'll freeze a lake to fucking put out a big old fire.
Yeah,
Shit
they totally took that. And even like just the first scene when they show him with the car
Yeah.
and the old costume.
Yeah.
And just talking to the kid when he's like, oh, my mom made it. He's like, me too. Like little things like that. I was like, yes.
That's
Yeah.
Superman.
That's fucking
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the one post that you put about the new suit
Oh.
where Grant Morrison was like, yeah, he would be laid back. Like,
Yeah.
he wouldn't be worried about any of that.
He's
shit.
Superman.
Like, he's Superman. Yeah.
I think the opposite. I think like shit again. Fuck. All right, fine. Let me get my shit together. Let me go finish this shit real quick.
Well, I would be more like concerned, kind of like when they showed, who was it? Is it Andrew Garfield? Where he's like just trying to brush his teeth and like he over squeezes the thing. Like as Superman, maybe
Yeah.
not Spider-Man,
Yeah.
but as Superman, like just grabbing something and breaking it.
Yeah.
Or like how much does this guy restrain himself
Yeah.
Yeah.
24/7 to, to be one of us, that kind of thing.
To be delicate
Yeah,
enough to
yeah.
not break a spoon or glass when holding
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think there's a Mark Waid story where he talk about how even when he flies and he saves someone from falling or whatever, like he has to like plan that out. He has to slow down. He has
Well,
to, yeah.
Sheldon proves it
Yeah.
when, like in one of the first episodes of
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory, where he's like, "Nah, she'll be cut into like 4 equal pieces if he's flying and he's
Yeah.
going up and she's going down.
Yeah.
Like it's physics." I was like, "No."
So he has to go. He has to go and get to their speed.
Yeah.
Kind of underneath and then swoop up
Yeah.
and pick them up.
Yeah, all this stuff.
But all that like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Superman, dude.
I guess.
You think they're gonna do when he takes her to the fortress and he has that super heavy key?
Oh, yeah.
That only he could pick up.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
No, he'll take her to the fortress and you have that cool Superman bed that he has.
That
Oh, yeah.
diamond shaped bed.
On the bed.
Like that's such a weird movie, man. That part two, because he's talking to Jor-El, and Jor-El's like, dude, if you're gonna do this, you have to give your powers. And he's just like, dude, he just wants to get laid.
Yeah.
He's just like, But the same token, it was the Richard Pryor one. Always makes me laugh when like evil Superman like hooks up with the henchwoman.
Oh yeah.
But then later on, when he's back to normal, she's all like, hey, and then he's like, I don't know you,
Yeah, I
lady.
don't know you.
No, Superman, honey.
Yeah.
He's like, lady, I don't know you. Like,
This syphilis isn't yours. Don't worry about it.
it's just like,
Movies are great.
yeah. I mean, hopefully, man. I don't know. People are complaining about how like, they're like, oh, James Gunn's it's gonna be funny. I'm like, Superman. It should
Yeah.
be like,
You should be some kind of fun, man. Like can't be Fantastic Four.
I want it camp. I want it campy. I want a Superman that, fights automatons, mad scientists, jumps, doesn't fly, and
buildings that bend. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want that guy.
Yeah.
That would be good.
That'd be
'cause
cool.
We don't see that
No.
Superman that
No.
often,
Never, man.
Well, not the diamond, but it's the triangle.
The
chest.
triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I still don't get. A lot of people like when they were talking about Superman, like when the Snyder one, Man of Steel came out, they were like, "Oh, we see him finally punch something." I'm like, "Why is Superman punching stuff?" like, I don't
Well,
understand.
that's what I'm saying. Like he would have to restrain himself. You
Yeah.
can't just. That's why I like the Brown and Ralph one when they show like this dude just walk up to him and take the shot at like point blank, and it just kind of ricochets or breaks, and it's just like like he would, like you said, he wouldn't worry about something like that.
Yeah.
And he's still very friendly, and like even who was it, that girl from she drives, I forgot her name, the actress name, but she drives the car all crazy because they cut the brakes or whatever, and even when he saves her, he's still very like, don't worry, like you're fine. You know, like he's freaking Superman. Like, it's not,
he is come for us.
asshole.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and I like Henry Cavill and all that. He looks the part. He looks, you know, he fucking kicks ass when he has to. But you know, like him fighting Zod was like, all right, like you're gonna just fucking take him out. Like, like
why didn't that family move? Why did the family just stay there? And why couldn't he just turn his head the other direction? You know, I get it. He's gonna continue coming, but you could, I don't know.
Yeah, like
Superman doesn't kill.
The thing they killed you with that movie, I remember in the theater the first time I saw it was, I think Zod throws a freaking tanker truck at him, and he fucking jumps over it, and then like he just lands and it explodes behind him, and the building collapses, and he's just like doing the Superman
Like nothing,
pose, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, he would have stopped it.
Yeah.
That's campy though.
No, that killed me, man. I was like, oh man.
That's a Superman pose.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Or like when, like, you know, I get what they're trying to say, but like in the very beginning when he like takes revenge on that guy in the bar, when he like wrecks his truck, I'm like, this Superman doesn't take revenge.
He does clever little things where he trips him, or you know.
Well, not even that. I mean, like just of course that, but when Martha tells him something like, you don't know him anything.
Yeah. You don't need to
things
save
like
them.
that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I get what you're saying. I was like, but he would have been past that already.
Yeah.
Like he, you know, letting Kent die.
Yeah.
Was already like bad enough.
Yeah.
It's just like,
And it was like
right.
for nothing either, because like everybody fucking knew. Like
and then that too is like, no, he's fast enough to do that. Like, he would have been quick and out
and save the dog.
Yeah, you were in hysterics from the tornado.
Yeah.
Like,
You didn't see what you saw.
yeah, it was just a blur.
It was just a blur.
No, that was bullshit.
Yeah, no.
Though, you know what really pissed me off when I saw that the extended cut of Justice League, which I guess it was a little better.
Wait,
or
hold
whatever.
on. The ultimate cut, the extended cut, or the Snyder cut?
The Snyder one.
Okay.
When she has this really heartfelt moment, Martha, with Lois, and then it's not even her.
It's much matter.
And I was just like, dude, like you could have fucking swapped them out before or after, and then you let them have that moment, and you ruined it just because you have her come out and it's fucking Johns is like
Manipulating her.
But see, the thing is with that one though, I feel like because that was like a fan theory that dude was Martian Manhunter, and Snyder like went with it, like he was just like, oh yeah, that was my plan all along. Right? I feel like that was originally supposed to be Martha, and then he's like, where do I put Martian Manhunter?
just gonna throw him
he
in
just
there.
threw him in there. Yeah, I think so.
Because it was such a good moment. Like,
Yeah.
it was such a heartfelt moment because she, you know, was grieving all that stuff, and it was just like, no, you fucked it up, dude. Like, I was into it, like just her character wise, and
it's
messed
weird
it
too
up.
that like they introduced Martian Manhunter like that, because like what the fuck was he like
The
whole time?
Like,
yeah, he could have been helping. Just, at least the freaking Eternals got explained. Like, oh,
Not supposed to.
we couldn't help. Yeah, and it was like, even it took a minute, but at least you said something about it. Yeah. Or like X-Men, it was like, oh, they were, you know, protecting the president.
Protecting the president,
Or fighting at Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised Spider-Man wasn't in there throwing blows. I mean,
well, he's with Mary Jane.
He was-
watching
he-
TV.
yeah, but she would have been in, you know, taking care of Aunt May or whatever.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I was like, no, like he would have been in the mix. That was cool. The what's his name? Doctor Strange doing surgery in candlelight.
Yeah.
'Cause,
There's no
you
power.
know, people need to be revived or whatever.
But that was his
what about
only
everybody?
frame.
Yeah, but it was like, how are you gonna fix all the pacemakers that got taken out? They got taken out by Magneto, and who's catching all the planes that went down?
I mean, they never said that. They never said that. How many people died? A lot of people.
Well, I thought they were when they showed like the nuclear reactor, shut down, because those things will pop, right?
Yeah.
If the power isn't gone.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, like you're just gonna see fucking apocalypse.
It's gonna pop. You know how
it's gonna blow up.
Omega Red. You saw it,
dude. But see, they made, like when the power went out, they made Omega Red to be like this big threat. But then like he was fighting.
He was helping out.
He was helping out the Russian team, whatever.
For now.
Yeah.
For now.
But then that also becomes it's like MCU now, where like it's like an Easter egg just to have a fucking Easter egg.
Yeah.
Like it's like at least this guy was doing something. Like they showed everybody kind of dealing with it in their own way.
Yeah.
But there's just nonsense.
Just
where
to put
it's
him in
like,
there.
yeah, we didn't need that.
Anyway, we're running our reel here. We got about a minute left. How'd you enjoy the podcast?
It was fun, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know this went to. It was so easy. I don't know.
It is. It's just you know why it's easy? It's because it's like having a conversation with us.
Well, yeah, pretty
That's
much
pretty
did
much
what we did
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
But sitting down with mics.
Pretty much, we dealt it. We dealt our emotions. We got it all off our chest. We were ready for the next season. I think at this point,
This is what I needed. I'm gonna go back in time and
watch it again.
no, like on that day, be like, the comic book store's still open.
Just come down.
You can still make it. They could record it.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just tell yourself. You'll
Yeah,
be
no,
fine.
I was here when he saw it, and like, it hit him pretty hard.
Oh man.
I'm telling you,
I saw it
right
the
there.
morning before that morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was standing there too.
Yeah.
I was too close for it. I think that's what hurt me the most. And then we got quiet, and I think I was quiet after that for a bit because
I'm telling you, I think mine was that I couldn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, who do I tell? Like the one person that I tell everything to is busy and then couldn't take my call.
she's saving lives.
Yeah. I'm complaining about
But
that.
Gambit.
But Gambit died.
Anyway, Pete, anything else you want to add before
No,
we go?
we're good,
All right, then. Thank you, Emmanuel, for being with us and
Thank you
talking
for having
X-Men.
me.
You're always welcome whenever you need to, vent out, frustrate, whatever. We're here.
I'm gonna quote Doc Holliday and say when.
There you go.
I'm gonna quote him too. I'll be a huckleberry. It's the only thing I know.
There you go.
Yeah.
But anything else? That's it.
No,
We're good.
we're
We're good. Thank you very much again. And to anyone still listening, thank you very much. Have yourself a good day, good morning, good afternoon, and bye.
Bye.